Welcome back in. And as we are in December and the holidays are fast approaching, one of the things I'm always thinking about is making the best selection of wine possible, especially because you want to impress your friends, your family, whoever is coming over, and you don't want to break the bank either. So that's why we have some professional help today to make all of our selections. We are here with Alex Ettinger, who's a sommelier, as well as the sales director of Grand River Vineyards. And so the biggest thing here is I always want to provide a quality bottle of wine, but I also don't want people, I don't want to be spending $30, $40 a bottle when I'm buying a case.
Absolutely.
So how do I make the best decision?
That is definitely the first thing that comes in everybody's mind is how many people are coming over, how much money am I going to spend? So there are a lot of options out there that are not break the bank. So the options that I chose here today are basically in everyone's budget here. So nothing on this table is actually more than $20.
It's surprising to me that we're starting with the rosé because I think most people equate rosé to summer, and that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah, I hear that a lot for sure, but actually rosé is definitely something that you can drink all year round. It's actually heavier than a white wine, but lighter than a red wine and very easy to drink. It has bubblegum flavors. When you're eating such a heavy meal, you don't really want anything too heavy. So I think rosé is a fantastic option that a lot of people actually enjoy drinking.
So what would you pair with rosé?
Rosé works really well with salads, especially in an intro course. A lot of appetizers, hors d'oeuvres, especially for having such a large group over and maybe serving some hors d'oeuvres beforehand. I think rosé works perfect with that.
I love it. So red wine, I think, can be a little intimidating because there's so many varietals, and you just change something up a little bit and you've got a completely different flavor profile. So kind of walk us through some, good options.
Absolutely, and like I said, everything on the table is less than $20. I chose Barbera here. So Barbera comes from Italy in the Piedmont region. One of the reasons why I chose it for the holidays is that it's very high in acid as well. It's very widely grown, which makes it very, very affordable.
Tell me about the Beaujolais.
So Beaujolais is going to be 100% Gamay. So Gamay is a very, very light grape, and Beaujolais is very, very popular among Thanksgiving and Christmas. You're having big roasts, turkeys, hams, red meat. You want a red wine that's not heavy to complement and basically balance that out. So Louis Jadot is a very affordable Beaujolais, 100% Gamay. You can find this bottle for as low as $10.
When you were selecting that wine for the turkey, the ham, the big entree of the dinner, what do you go for?
I go for something a little bit lighter. When I'm eating heavy foods, I don't want to get heavy and full from the wine as well. So I like to tend towards some Pinot Noirs, Gamays, anything a little bit lighter. So that's why I really like Louis Jadot. The Beaujolais Village is very good. It's 100% Gamay, very light. I also look for wines that are very high in acid, which is going to cut all that meat and all that protein.
And how would you know it's high in acid?
Well, you would know from the grape that it is and how it's grown and how it's produced. A lot of lighter wines are going to be higher in acid and low in tannins, where heavier grapes such as Zinfandel and Cabernet Sauvignon are going to be higher in tannins with a little bit more alcohol content, which is going to be a little bit less in acidity.
What does a Cab Franc pair well with?
So it's very similar to Cab Sauv. It's basically the grandfather or father grape to Cab Sauv. It just grows very, very well in Palisade due to the minerality in the soil. So Cab Franc is a very vegetative wine. You're going to have hints of green pepper, bell pepper, which makes it go very, very well with food. I usually like to go lighter to heavy, especially as the night progresses. Rosé is definitely a wine that is very easily drinkable. You can drink that all night if you'd like, which is exactly one of the reasons why I chose that one. As we go lighter, the Louis Jadot, the Beaujolais, the Gamay, the Pinot Noirs, that's very light. So if you're a red drinker but you don't like anything too heavy or anything high in tannin, that's definitely the way to go. The Barberas, the Merlots, Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, you're going to get a little bit heavier body with that, and I like to really have that with the entree of the meal.
I love that. Well, Alex, thank you. I feel like you've given me a little bit of education just in time for the holidays to make the best decisions possible, and hopefully you learned something too. Cheers.
I learned a lot.
Yeah, right? I really loved it. It was like a little education because I think I know a lot about wine, but I was like, interesting. The pairing of with a darker, a heavier meal, a red meat, you think you would go with a Cab Sauv or something heavy. And he's actually, you want to lean Pinot Noir or something
which
a little
makes
softer.
Sense. And the
makes
acidity
so much
part,
sense.
never thought about that to help break down.
To cut down the meat. Isn't that good?
Smart.
Why are you laughing?
Because I never thought, I always thought it was the opposite.
Me too. And here's something, because generally when you serve red wine, you just kind of whip it out of your,
Actually, he said 10 minutes before your guests come over, throw it in the refrigerator.
What?
It only needs 10 minutes,
Okay.
but you do want it, it's supposed to be at like 40, 50 degree temperature.
Okay.
So actually red wine is not supposed to be just, you know, room temperature, which I thought was
Did
very
he
interesting.
mention the breathing part of it? How long should like red wine breathe?
Oh, I didn't ask him that.
Okay,
But
'cause I never
yes,
know.
yeah, if you can decanter it, obviously
Okay.
that's a good idea too. We
right.
also talked champagne, Prosecco, sparkling, so we'll introduce that before New Year's too, so you make the
Yay.
best decisions there. I hope you guys learned something. That was really fun for me, I know that much.